This is KATU News at 6 on your side.
Tonight, we are putting a face to one of the more than 90 people across the state of Oregon who died from dangerously high temperatures last week. Now, some are questioning why this farm worker wasn't protected from the record-breaking heat. And new video just into the newsroom of a brush fire just feet away from an Oregon highway when we'll finally see some much-needed rain. Plus, with coronavirus restrictions lifted in Oregon and a busy holiday weekend upon us, we're learning many young people are still hesitant to get the vaccine. We'll tell you about their biggest concerns. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Catherine Kissel. A call for change is gaining momentum after a farm worker died during Oregon's historic heat wave. Sebastian Francisco Perez died exactly 1 week ago today during the first day of the record heat. At a vigil today, union workers called his death preventable and are now asking for changes to be made so this doesn't happen again. KATU's Allison Mechanic joins us live from the newsroom tonight. And Allison, what do they want to see change?
Well, Catherine, this right here is a picture of 38-year-old Sebastian Francisco Perez. He was working in St. Paul when those record high temperatures hit last week, and that's where his body was found. Now, at his vigil today, union workers are calling for changes to be made to make working in the field safer so that a tragedy like this doesn't happen again. From Guatemala, Sebastian Francesco Perez's family shares their grief.
She wants to thank everybody here who is here for your love and for mobilizing and for justice for his son.
At a vigil for Perez today, friends and loved ones shared memories of the 38-year-old, while others called for changes to ensure his death doesn't happen again. Some of the changes include shaded break areas, cool, clean water, heat illness prevention programming, and conclusion of work when temperatures exceed 90 degrees. Activists say currently these changes are not hard to make and would be easy to implement, but they need state agencies to take the next step.
So the next step is for the Oregon OSHA to pass emergency regulations to protect farm workers from excessive heat, from smoke, from cold. And we know this has been a problem in our state for many years, and now is the time for action before any further deaths like this occur.
Those at the vigil today are also asking the Guatemalan government to step up and to put some pressure on Oregon State to make these changes happen faster. Perez leaves behind a wife and his parents. In the newsroom, Allison Mechanic, KATU News.
Allison, thank you. This is new at 6. A viewer sent us this video of a brush fire right along I-5 near Woodburn. She says the fire was just feet from the highway and it caused some major backups. We're still waiting to hear back from fire officials about this fire and the cause, and hopefully we'll bring you an update soon. KATU's Joe English joins us now with a look at the weather, and this is obviously a concern that we've been talking about for days, which is high fire danger, Joe.
Yeah, even though temperatures not as hot as they had been in the past week, it's still warmer than normal out there and much drier than we have seen in quite some time. June was about the driest and warmest we've ever had. Here's what we're looking at for the evening. You can see a little thin layer of some wildfire smoke drifting through the area. That will be blowing out, though, and temperatures will be falling through the evening. But we're still running almost 10 degrees warmer than typical for this time of year. 86 degrees right now, 81 at 8 o'clock, and then into the mid-70s after the sun goes down. Fire danger still out there. Moderate danger west of the Cascades, but high to extreme for central Oregon especially, and down to the south. But eastern Oregon, eastern Washington as well. And a good layer of thin smoke over most of the northwest, other than the coastline right now. Looking at your smoke forecast, you see that blowing away. We're going to continue to get the northwest wind overnight into July 4th. That's good news. It will clear out the skies. Here's your July 4th forecast for Portland. Mid-60s as you get up in the morning, mid-70s at noontime, and then low 80s for high temperatures around the metro area. We'll talk more about your fireworks forecast and everybody else's July 4th coming up in your complete forecast in about 10 minutes.
Sounds good. Thanks, Joe. After devastating wildfires last year, the city of Detroit now faces a new challenge as it tries to rebuild and bring back tourists. We're talking about the drought. KATU's Megan Allison shows us how, despite 4th of July weekend crowds, the season will be cut short this summer.
Normally, this patch of land is underwater. The mayor tells us that will lead to a much shorter recreation season this year. In the meantime, the community is encouraging people to enjoy weekends like this one while they still have the chance. Here in Detroit, the weekend crowds exceeded expectations. Hundreds visited to barbecue, attend the annual parade, and get out on the water. The mayor says he wants to make the most of holiday weekends, as most water sports will not be an option by Labor Day.
We have one marina that's going to be closing in the middle of this month. The other marina is looking at maybe, hopefully, the end of the month, getting that far. And usually we're going to the middle of September. So that's a huge problem for us.
The mayor tells us he recognizes crowds from out of town also bring an increased risk for fireworks this weekend. With dry conditions, neighbors say they're on edge that the community could see another fire this year. That anxiety increased when smoke rolled in from surrounding fires in Central Oregon over the last few weeks. They're urging people to not light off fireworks near the lake. The city is planning their own show, which not all homeowners here approved of. However, staff with the city say they collaborated with the U.S. Forest Service to make safety a priority. They tell us this is a way of boosting morale and bringing the community together again. The fireworks will launch from here out over the water this evening, and the mayor tells us they are collaborating with local fire crews as well as the Forest Service to make sure there is not a risk to the surrounding area. In Detroit, Megan Allison, KATU News.
Megan, thank you. We now know the name of the man stabbed and killed in Southeast Portland. Police say that Tyson Morlock was found stabbed in the area of Southeast Division and MLK early Thursday morning. He later died at the hospital. Police also say the suspect stayed at the scene and is cooperating with police. That suspect, however, has not been charged. With a busy holiday weekend upon us and restrictions lifted, there are some concerns from the CDC. They say that younger people are getting the coronavirus vaccine at a slower rate than older people. They estimate that just over half of people under the age of 30 will get their shot by the end of August. When asked why they weren't getting the vaccine, younger people say they're concerned about the side effects.